Welcome back. It's actually a best of 3. I lied again. I've been doing that a lot today.
Yeah, it is a best of 3, and this is going to be game 2. We do have a best of 3 happening on the opposite side, where it is already about 15 minutes into the game of game 2. It's Team Zot versus Team TBD.
TBD.
We got
Team Zot is up 1-0 at the moment. Alright, so we do see the respect ban of Yasuo. Once again, they really don't want to give RedMercy that. I think they've already seen him play once. They're like, no, we're not going to make that mistake. Someone's already made it once, and they probably lost their tournament position for it.
Yeah, and you know what I am noticing is that the teams on the opposite side of the bracket here, which are both really duking it out hard. It's a very evenly matched game.
Yeah.
They're team fighting pretty well on both sides, and what's happening is they're calling shots all the time. Now, one difficult thing here, and we're going to go into this in a second, but one difficult thing that I'm finding for RedMercy's team is they're actually seated just slightly off of each other, and I don't think they can actually shot call as well as they need to.
They should be using Skype or something.
They should be. They definitely should be.
They are. So it should be fun.
Yeah. You gotta feel your partner. You gotta feel him.
Alright, so we do see Evelyn coming out for 2 chains, 2 rings. Once again, the Fiddlesticks was taken away from him this time. Looks like RedMercy is a little sick of that fear.
Yeah.
You thought, I beat him in lane, but he roamed around and that fear was just too much for my team to deal with.
Yeah. And then you know what? In best of 3s, sometimes you could even see, you know, several games of an opponent playing a certain champion, and you won't ban them until they've played really well with that champion. You just want to stop the momentum right there.
Definitely. So we see the Renekton coming out. Teleport Ghost, actually. It's a little interesting. We usually see this Renekton takes Flash Ignite.
Right.
So 2 chains once again on Evelyn. Probably going to be doing a lot of roaming. We'll see how RedMercy decides to respond to that.
Yeah, and these picks are very quick.
So we are going to see the mid and top pick now out of Team RedMercy. We are on blue team. They had first pick and decided to secure the Annie support. Or I could be really wrong, and it could actually be Annie middle, but we actually haven't seen Annie middle in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, ever since World, it's like it's time to go.
Yeah. Although I will say that it's actually not a.
It's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just that she excels at bottom lane. Her initiation range is really long. She's definitely one of the greater offensive supports. Wow, now this is something that's pretty interesting. They're taking both Kale and Zed to eliminate any possibility of that Kale counter pick to Zed. So we're probably going to see that Kale top and RedMercy on his comfort Zed, actually.
Now, Kale versus Renekton is going to be pretty tough. Kale's going to have a pretty decent advantage with the poke range. He's going to be able to try to get some damage done, but the slice and dice to close the gap is going to be very nice if he can get, basically if he can get it off.
Yeah.
You know, and that's questionable.
So definitely an interesting game. I feel like we might run into this situation where both assassins on both teams just end up killing the back lines.
Right.
And there's just no one left except for the 2 assassins, and they have the showdown.
Yep.
So very likely we're going to see like Evelyn and Renekton versus Zed and Kale probably is going to be the last person alive. It's hard to say. Kale, Ezreal, and Annie both relatively stay in the back line, right? So yeah. So we just see the Lee Sin or the Vi. They're trying to decide at the moment here. I feel like, if they want to really lock down RedMercy, they'll take the Vi pick. That's always been Vi's strong point. There's one person. If there's one person on the other team, you really want to make their life miserable. You hit the R button on them every fight, and they're just like, well, I guess I'm not doing anything. Right.
The thing is, though, if she does it to Ezreal, you back away. If you do it to
Kale,
Zed,
she ults.
right.
That's the thing, right? They got the Kale here now. And this is interesting, and it might really work out since RedMercy has been doing pretty well actually. And they might be running a team comp more tailored around helping him out. The Kale can definitely ult him when he's in a tough spot. And his ulti actually, with the recent changes to Zed's ulti, it no longer spawns your clone right next to the enemy. Instead, it spawns it at your original location and teleports you right next to the enemy. Lets you use your ult as an escape skill. So Zed has quite a bit of a maneuverability, and for RedMercy, this might actually be a really good change of plans.
Right. And I don't expect that he's going to be quite as passive as he has been. You know, you called it in the last game. There was an opportunity to kill the Fiddlesticks. Yes, he got the Lee Sin at a later time, but he didn't take the opportunity as it was given to him. With Zed, I can only imagine that's what he's going to do, and I would love to see RedMercy do some roaming.
Right.
Which I think he's been lacking a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've been noticing that in most of RedMercy's games is that usually he does pretty good in lane, but then he either gets, you can get out CS'd, or, usually people start roaming on him, and he needs to, pick up the slack on that a little bit just because his teammates might not be able to react as well to that as, usual teammates.
Yes. Okay, so we've also got, again, Leona coming out. I think that Leona has been a 100% pick rate. Annie's been up there as well.
Yeah, we've seen Leona and Annie. Ezreal's been in a lot of games.
So is Jinx.
Renekton's been in a lot of games.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, these guys, they know what's at the top of the food chain right now, and they're picking them. Evelyn's interesting, though. Evelyn, I actually, when I called it, I was kind of joking a little bit, but it came up.
It came up, man.
It's working.
I want to give this one to RedMercy this time, but we'll see. Both of these are like comps that can really use a snowball, so the early and mid game are actually really important here. We'll see if they go even or if one team takes the lead. If one team does take the lead, I can't imagine them letting up on it.
Right. Okay, so Vi. So one thing I was actually going to mention. So if Zed ults while Vi is ulting him, does that cancel it? I think it does. I'm almost certain.
It stops her ult, but I don't believe it goes on cooldown, so she can just use it again once he shows up.
Okay.
It buys him a little bit of time though, and he definitely gets his ult. He's gonna E whoever he's ulting onto, so they're gonna take a bunch of damage.
Yeah. Okay.
We actually, you know what? We could see a lane swap. It's possible. Could see RedMercy go top. Could see Kale go middle. Right? It's not unfathomable.
How do you feel about Zed versus Evelyn?
Zed versus Evelyn. That's the thing, right? If you're, I'm a firm believer. If you're gonna play a melee champion against Evelyn, you're gonna have a bad time.
Okay.
So we might see a lane swap. 2 Chainz has already shown he knows what he's doing on Evelyn middle. He's no new person to it. Yeah, Evelyn hurts a lot. You can't duel with her early on as any melee champion. And if you get caught and you have no escape against her, you're going to take easily 50% of your HP, and if you're not careful, she'll just kill you.
Yep. Now, I am excited to see, though, how it's going to work out. And I don't know why, every time I see an Evelyn, there's always an Ezreal on the enemy team. And honestly, I think he's a great target for Evelyn. You just plow out the damage, and yes, he can arcane shift away, but you're already moving so fast that you're just going to catch him anyway.
Evelyn has a really easy time catching Ezreal with his TFG ulti. I'm going to run up to you, I'm going to use E, and you're gone. You vanished.
Yeah. I feel like Rylai's would be a good item on her as well, but unfortunately you do need to build
She just doesn't have the itemization. Like maybe later on in the game she might be able to itemize a little defensively, but usually you take hourglass as your defensive items, and the rest of your items are all just geared towards I have to be able to kill him 100 to 0.
Yep.
Right? And yeah, that's why you have your DFG, your Abaddon Staff Cap, and your Void Staff.
Yes.
And of course Lichbane makes her E deal tons of damage. I had to plug that in at least once today.
Right on. So RedMercy versus Placebo. I love this graphic. Thank you to a streamer who built that. Put that together. It looks pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm gonna steal that file. I'm gonna use it on my stream.
Fine, as long as you have the eSports Canada logo on there.
Yeah, true. That is true. Well, I'm working with them too. I like ESC. You know,
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I just don't have personally I don't have the upload rate to stream, otherwise I'd do it.
Yeah. I'm paying like premium dollars for that.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? I have to pay you if I ask for that. But yeah, I don't know what I do. I mean, I play Diamond 1. I think I offer insightful commentary. I definitely try. I try to help new players out and stuff like that.
Well, you don't. Get out of here.
Shut down, man.
We've been seeing more and more Ezreal as the games go on, by the way, and it's been, I think, a mix between basically Lucian, Jinx, Ezreal, and Lucian and Jinx are more towards the top in terms of the rates that we've seen them pick. We do have very fast shops, and that's been getting faster. To me,
Is that a scrying orb?
Oh.
Never in my day did I think I would see one of those.
Interesting.
I'm growing old here.
Now, if it's a Kale mid, I'm not even gonna. I don't know.
Scrying orb.
So okay, I want to point out one
Scrying
thing.
orb.
So the
Right.
shopping has been getting faster.
Yeah, Placebo man was lightning fast on that shop over there, and it looks like they're going for the invade. Especially like again, Evelyn has the nuts for level 1 fight. That's definitely it. As you can see here, something pretty cute that they're doing is they're letting Evelyn scout ahead. So you know, because they can't see her, right? She's stealthed.
Yeah.
So you know, the rest of them sit in the bush and they just let Evelyn scout for them.
Now this is great, and I do think that these little plays are the higher ELO players rubbing off on the lower ELO players.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love that.
So both teams choosing to invade here. Honestly, this is like, you know, if it was season 2, this is the thing, right? Most supports would start with a lot of wards, and you ward your own entrances before you go invade.
Right.
Like, because you know, right? It's like, okay, we go invade. What if they come into our jungle? We want to know.
Yep.
But both teams definitely confident that they were both looking for that level 1 fight.
Seems as though everybody's just kind of breaking off, taking the other side's jungle here, and they're both going to be starting. So it's going to be Ezreal and Annie helping out their jungler to take blue, and the 4 on this side will be helping to take the enemy red, which is going to be interesting because if they both go to fake, like if Evelyn comes in here and tries to fake that they did blue, but she's not. She's actually going to go to engage on the Zed. No, actually just passed by. Weird. I had no idea what she was doing there. That looked very aggressive to me.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna see them run into each other now. However, the difference is that Vi's gonna hit 2, and Jarvan's still 1 actually. He does not have the EXP at all.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oof. So awkward.
And she got a lot of help with that red.
I don't know why she's bothering with. Okay, well I guess she's putting some damage onto him.
Yeah, and such a slow. You know, I mentioned it in the other game with Vi. Is for her to apply the damage, it just takes forever for the animation to finish.
So we see her. Yeah, Kale's gonna have a bit of a positional advantage because she's ranged. And RedMercy, yeah, he's gonna take hits for sure, man. Anytime he wants to go for CS, and Evelyn is, you know, you can't just take Qs for free from her. It hurts a lot.
Yeah. And she's definitely going to be continuing to apply that pressure down. And the thing is, while she's applying the pressure, she basically has to be pushing the wave, which she definitely wants to be doing.
Yeah.
Now she's going to head over possibly to the enemy blue. I really like this play. But no, she's actually going to head top. Jarvan's going up that way as well. She might meet him midway. He's only got 5 CS, though. She's got 12, so she's going to be a little bit stronger and ahead in levels right now. Kale, though, feeling something's a little bit off. Not sure if that's what she wants to do, but she knows Jarvan's behind. Looks like we're going to see an engage.
Counter gank set.
There we go. Who's going to go down first?
No.
Renekton looks like he's getting pretty low here. 2 chain, 2 rings.
It looks like Jarvan wanted to do a bit more of the defensive play. Make sure Kale doesn't die here instead of trying to secure the Renekton kill for himself.
Yeah.
He didn't get the dragon. He didn't get the spear into the banner there at all.
Right. Now you do have Zed as well pushing up towards this mid lane.
Yeah,
and
this is the thing though. If Evelyn constantly ganks and she doesn't get anything out of it, then she's gonna get sit behind quite a bit. And man, huge chunk of damage there onto her.
However, he's got to be careful. Here comes Vi.
And that was really clever. Of course, you know, she waits for him to shadow first, and then get some free damage onto him basically.
Yeah. Kind of equalizes things because he did just deal a massive chunk. Now in top lane, Kale, we mentioned it, she is just laying on the pressure.
She's laying the hurts onto this Renekton. He's gonna have to go back really soon here, and it's really gonna suck because he's gonna miss a siege goal.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay, well, I'm still very impressed with how this Evelyn is playing this out, just really pushing in there. A little bit of an advantage.
She fell behind 4 CS, but it's okay. And she's gonna go back now. Once you've cleared a siege minion wave, it's pretty safe to go back.
Blue buff goes down. Finally, the second buff of the game being taken, and that's going to set things a little bit behind. I actually like having blue buff on Zed a lot. The energy recharge as well as those cooldowns are very important for him.
Yeah, definitely post for the second blue buff you should be giving it to Zed. He can make use of it. The cooldown on his ultimate is pretty important, and as you said, the energy regeneration just lets him exert a massive amount of pressure on his lane.
Okay, speaking of pressure, what's going down on this bottom lane here? It looks like Jinx actually playing this very well against the Ezreal.
Yeah, Jinx up to 40 CS, the Ezreal's 26, looks like he's getting bullied out pretty easily here. It's a little unfortunate. Annie is the aggressive support, and when she's not being aggressive, she's not doing much.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if she's gonna be able to turn that around, but against Leona, you know, we did see we actually saw the reverse there, where Annie last game just did not want to engage on Leona, and who can blame her?
Yeah.
She's a tough girl. Now Zed being forced back here, he does have 35 CS over the 32. Now this is nowhere near the advantage that he had last time against the Fiddlesticks as Syndra. Yeah. He's probably still going to be able to play it off very well, though.
Yeah, the difference is that, though, Zed is much more maneuverable than Syndra is, and so he'll actually be able to keep up, even though he might not be as ahead in CS. So he's just going to, you know, he's going to do his best, so they're both going to be doing pretty well. But the key difference is that he wants to stop Evelyn from, you know, snowballing his other lanes out of control.
And that's definitely a good way to go. And I just want to see him roam. I'm almost certain that Evelyn's going to be looking for it. She's got level 1 boots now, whereas Zed has the Brutalizer. He's looking to win his lane by a decent chunk, but I don't think he's going to line up roaming anytime soon.
Reduced to the Negatron Cloak as Renekton's first pickup. He's not actually too far behind on CS, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's forced into Spirit Visage first against a mostly physical team, actually. Kale does a mix, Jarvan does physical, Zed does physical, and Ezreal does physical damage. Yeah. And the thing about Kale is, once again, she's a tank shredder. She makes tanks easier to kill for the team. And so with basically no armor on this Renekton, he's going to be paper.
Yeah.
Oh, we see counter gank maybe.
Yeah, Jarvan I think spotted it out. There are pings going down on Vi. Lots of pings going down on Vi.
So they know where she is for sure.
Yeah. Now
Evelyn is 6 now, so she's going to be doing a lot more roaming.
Yeah, she's going to possibly spot out the Jarvan here that she places, or there was a ward there that saw him, so they're going to just steal this red, no problem. Kale in top lane might be looking to finish up this kill, but of course
Kale's
Renekton.
just pushing out Renekton like super duper hard, and there's not much you can do about this. This Jarvan's like, you know, forced to constantly deal with this Evelyn and Vi role.
Yeah, it's really rough. Oh, Zed! Whoa!
Wow, I'm really surprised that Evelyn didn't just ult the turn on that. I guess, you know, she's a little afraid of the rest of the team backing up. But man, oh my god, we are seeing the converge.
Yeah, mid lane is getting a little bit crazy right now.
Crazy, they've already sent 4 up mid lane.
And they haven't even cracked bottom turret. I'm not sure why they're...
They just want to shut him down, man. They don't want to let him get an edge too much. This is like more of a rotation here, I guess. You know, they're pushing it out while Evelyn backs.
Now, you were basically the leader of your team there. You had the highest ELO. Mm-hmm. Did you feel the pressure? Did you feel like they were targeting you specifically?
Well, I mean, definitely. Right? The first game we had 3 targeted ones towards me.
Okay.
And like every game, you know, mostly they're going to be focused on trying to kill me. You know, most of their picks, if there's a Vi in the game, the ult is going to be on top of me, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, as the higher ELO player, you're going to have to watch out for that. You have to make sure you don't let it get to you, but you have to keep in mind that it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for, and you can play against that as well. If you know something like a Vi ult is coming, you can either build towards it, or you can just play towards it, save something in reserve like your escape tool, and just force Vi to basically be in the back, or, you know, anybody that's going to be coming for you. So.
Definitely.
And as a top-level player, I'm sure everybody's thinking about that.
So, I mean, like, the game is pretty even right now, actually. Placebo just has a bit of a CS lead? No. Yeah, a bit of a CS lead in the AD carry stuff, but they're losing out a little bit elsewhere. Major difference is Vi has, you know, pretty significant jungle CS lead on their Jarvan. The early invade definitely helping out with that.
Yeah, looks like RedMercy trying to get some damage off. Vi is in the background here, trying to get that ultimate off.
Yeah, definitely going to see the flash coming out from RedMercy here, so he doesn't eat a Vi ultimate up.
Yeah, unfortunately though, Evelyn not having a lot of mana here to try to add to that. Looks like Kale though duking it out. Says, you know what, you can go ahead and jump on me.
Not afraid at all.
And
just
I was
like, you want to come at me, I'm going to come at you.
Brutal.
Yeah, Kale's still putting out the hurts onto Renekton top lane. This Kale's actually doing really well.
Yeah, I'm impressed. For sure.
Sad dad. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sad dad.
Though, definitely not something that we've seen before. This, I think, was team communication. That's what you said, you know what I mean? You don't want them to have the Kale. So you just take it, you play it, put it top lane. Sure, it's not standard, but...
Right, it's just like, you know, so they can't swap the Evelyn to jungle and then put Kale in the middle, right? Although I think 2 players wanted to play Evelyn anyways, it's, you know, it's a possibility they could have entered.
Yes. Now, 2 Chainz is walking around here. Let's See if she gets anything done. Renekton has to make sure to play standard as to not give away what they're trying to do here. Now Kale still has the ultimate for herself. Probably going to be able to use it to survive if this gank ends up going through. Jarvan extremely low right now is definitely not going to be able to help up here, but it's going to be a lot of patience from the Evelynn.
So I feel like Team RedMercy is adapting more to 2Chainz's playstyle. You know, it might just be something like, listen to me. Whenever this guy goes MIA, just play back. Don't cross the river.
Yeah.
Let me push middle. I will force her to come back. If she doesn't come back, then I'll take a free tower.
Right. And then he gets to roam with no consequence, really.
All right. So as you see now, you know he could have rotated down to the bottom if he wanted to, but he sees Evelynn back in middle, so he's just gonna keep shoving middle in. And he definitely has the CS lead now. There, it's it's up to 10 CS from 5. So like I said, every time Evelynn roams and doesn't get anything done, Zed just gets that much more up ahead. Sad Dad does manage to take the top tower as expected. As Renekton's having a bit of difficulty in not getting too much jungle assistance.
Now, where else are we going to see some action? It looks like Vi's going to head towards top lane. You can see the junglers are really making attempts to try to get in there and get some damage done, especially onto RedMercy. This Vi is all about that Zed right now. However, Zed has a very good escape tool, especially against a Vi who has to aim that Q. You gotta guess, is he gonna actually shadow dash, or is he just gonna put the shadow out there and stay behind just to trick you up?
The more time she spends at middle, the more time Kayla is dumpstering this Renekton at top lane.
Lots of CS in the lead here. In mid lane, it's only 10 CS, so that's good. Jinx is taking advantage of that bottom lane, about 12 CS ahead. But we've got a gank coming up. Again, waits it out. Very smart stuff. If I were Kale, I would have waited a little bit longer there. But Kale is really putting the hurt on. Renekton does have the ultimate, and he's going to pop it right now. Waits. Oh, no, he's got to wait. Pop the W while Kale was ulting. Is that going to mean that he's going to die? I think it might.
First blood at bottom, actually.
Wow.
He managed to get first blood before Kale went down. And it is a double kill. Wow, actually, that's good coordination by Team RedMercy, the jungler's top. So we're gonna send our jungler bottom and secure something there.
So jungler top, 2 kills bottom. Does that not typically mean just grab dragon?
Yeah, it looks like they want to grab a tower out of this instead.
Okay.
So teleport is coming out actually.
And Renekton's back alive. He's back into the fray here.
And he's gonna fall onto that vibe, but then Evelynn. Not quite enough damage.
Oh.
Wow. And like I said, man, just using that ultimate as your escape zone, they really don't expect it. The flash ignite does, will secure the kill onto RedMercy,
Smart stuff from both sides, and these mid lane players really know what they're doing. Jarvan trying to crack mid tower though, and that's something, like I said, once that's down.
All that pressure, all that pressure top. There's 3 top for quite a bit of time, so Jarvan's like, I've a bit enough of this. Kale will go ahead and top. I'll put some pressure onto middle, put some more damage onto that tower. Once we crack that tower, we have more of a positional advantage. And since we still know a bunch of them are kind of out of position, still going back and healing, we can take Dragon relatively free since we just killed their bottom lane.
Yeah.
It's a little slow though, and this is really risky.
Uh-oh, here comes Evelynn. She's gonna try to steal it.
She doesn't get the steal, but she gets an easy kill onto this Jarvan. Ulti slows him down, and that's gonna be an easy kill secure.
So Evelynn with kills is horrifying. You just do not want that to happen. Looks like Kale is going to go ahead and steal off this big golem. That's a pretty big deal, actually. 59 gold is not a small chunk.
Yeah, was supposed to go to Renekton, so it's actually like 100 gold swing.
Right. So not bad there, and Kale's actually going to have to back off here. Vi taking out that red. Let's see what else we got here. Zed, man, just continuously pushing mid. I haven't seen him, other than that one roam top lane, I have not seen too much of him go elsewhere.
I really want to see what happens if a team bans out Evelynn and Fiddlesticks against Placebo, because, man, he's putting massive amounts of work with these roam champions. With his roam middle at the moment. Again, he doesn't care too much about, what happens early game. He just wants to make sure he doesn't horrendously lose. Don't give up any kills, and then just go roam and do work.
Yeah. And it's definitely working for him right now. He's got 3 kills under his belt, 3-0.
And this is it's kind of an unorthodox playstyle. Not a lot of teams are going to be used to dealing with this.
Zed now working his way up. He's got that Cutlass, which does add to the attack damage that he does if he procs it to pair up with his ult. So that is very nice. Renekton trying to get onto this Kale. Really, as long as you're in melee range, you can at least negate some.
By coming up behind, does land the punch. And going to land the ult as well. Unless Kale has a flash, I really don't see her living.
Yeah, actually the Vile
RedMercy does come in here,
wow.
But he's not going to be able to chase into that. It's not built to tank, and if the 2 turn around on him, he is going to have to back off.
Now, Vi actually could have gotten that kill a lot quicker, but she ulted during the Requiem, so
right,
a little bit silly.
Well, I mean, she just wanted to make sure that Kale didn't get too much distance, and so she couldn't flash into tower range, right? Yeah. Evelyn actually putting a decent amount of pressure onto the mid turrets. Both turrets at mid pretty low.
Yeah, and she's like, there is a lot more warding this time around, but even still, Evelyn, she's gonna see every pink ward that's up, and that's kind of why a lot of people are calling this the season of cloaked champions, because
Rengar does really well
good.
right now. As you can see here, this is a classic case of why melee champions have a very hard time against Evelyn. She just out damage you. You can't even defeat her in a straight up DPS.
Right. So not bad. Jinx is gonna head towards this mid lane as Zed and Jarvan immediately go back. This is gonna be a great opportunity for them. They don't have to worry about their bottom turret. It's already dead. They will push in here, and I can only imagine that this turret will certainly drop. Zed is a bit too far off right now. Yeah, this is going down.
Yeah, so mid turret does go down for Placebo first, actually. 2Chain's really doing a really good job of roaming around and keeping his lanes ahead.
Yeah, and now he's actually ahead in CS, and he's got tower and more kills.
Ahead in CS, ahead in kills. Looks like he's going to finish off his DFG, which is going to be huge for the next fight, actually.
Now, it's only 1,000 gold ahead, though. I think, arguably, that's pretty much just the gold that Evelyn's ahead.
Yeah, it really is. Again, because of the CS differential between Kale and Renekton, you're definitely seeing that the gold difference isn't as much as you think it would be.
Yeah. As well as, like, everything else is pretty well balanced.
Because one of the dragons did end up going to Team RedMercy first.
Yes. Alright. So, lots of red wards going down there. They're going to be keeping track of everything that heads around that river. Dragon, of course, is down right now. It's going to be quite a while until it comes up. Everybody's just going back. Now, the coordination for RedMercy's team, I just got to see it step up a little bit here. I don't see them making too many plays. Just do something a little bit awkward. Do something quirky. Maybe head towards bot lane, push the tier 2 tower. Pushing on a tier 2 tower, honestly, anywhere, at any point in the game, makes you kind of feel like you have the momentum, and that plays a mental toll.
They have pressure, right? Looks like they're just posturing around at the moment. They kind of want to, when Dragon comes up, they want to be in position for it. Team RedMercy looks like they're grouping up. There's one more outer turret left for them to take, and so they really want to push onto it. Kale is relatively far ahead of this Renekton, so grouped up, I think they are a bit stronger at the moment. We'll really have to see, though. Evelyn, up to her shenanigans as per usual. Might snipe off someone here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there goes the Leona initiation.
There we go. Flashes in with that Zenith Blade. A huge amount of damage coming on to the support here, and Annie finally gets dropped there, but a lot of characters going down here. Renekton gets that Annie. Kale's getting the Leona, and now Renekton goes down here. Lots of damage being exchanged here. Ezreal trying to hunt down that Vi. She will get away from this one. Jarvan with the Ignite gets taken down.
Squishy. Evelyn barely makes it out. The Q whiffs a little bit. Oh my god, everybody is so low.
No, you don't got to try to dodge the Q that bad. That was a little bit overkill on the dodging.
A little bit of overkill. So they ended up going 3 for 3. I actually feel like RedMercy could have taken that.
If 2Chainz gets this kill, I will be so impressed.
I don't think. No.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so. I don't think he can do it.
DFG's right around the corner. I don't know.
He's going up for that kill, actually. Yeah, he's like, I've got DFG.
But it's still a couple of seconds. A little bit bold here. Waiting for the potions.
I don't know. You shouldn't do it, man. Kale's ulti's on a short cooldown. This is a bad decision. Like, beyond a bad decision.
Oh, so impressive.
God. Oh my god. Oh, the jukes. No, it's not enough, man. Like I said, the Kale ulti has a short cooldown, and especially with the blue buff on her, that was just a bad decision to make.
So, did Kale see the Evelyn?
I guess she must have, or like, it was the most intuitive play. She must have thought, well, he didn't go for Ezreal, so he must be coming for me.
I have to ask that dude if he knew.
It's pretty good. Either he saw him or it's pretty intuitive.
I don't know how to call for him, though. If I go out there and I go, hey, sad dad, I don't think he'll know I'm looking for him. Okay.
So anyways, team fights are kind of going in RedMercy's favor at the moment. As like, Evelyn just suffers from that. She's so squishy. You saw that, she picked up a kill and then immediately got pushed out of the fights. Which is why, I don't know, why Hourglass is so important on her.
Very, very much so. And she is going to be going for Lich Bane right away.
Yeah, it seems like Two Chainz rather prefers the glass cannon for a while.
Here we go. Yeah, Dragon's still doing some DPS here. Ezreal from the background has a pretty decent position on the high ground, but he's going to have to Arcane Shift in if he wants to get anything else done. RedMercy still looking to do some damage. Kind of kiting around here as Purge with Silver will get dropped. And RedMercy, like you said, that team is just smoking these team fights. Just the support goes down.
Yeah, blue team even secures the Dragon out of that. That's crazy. Like I said, Evelyn, their main carry, is just too squishy, and the Kale ulti is just too good at countering the assassin initiations.
Right. So, was it Leona that made the mistake there? Because I saw the Leona come out very quickly. It was good, but obviously the positioning
the Dragon
was...
call was a mistake. They shouldn't have all grouped up for that.
That was a little crazy. Anyways, works out for definitely in favor of RedMercy. Now a huge gold lead. It was actually tied, almost dead even, but then after the Dragon, lots of assists came out of that fight as well, and a ton of kills. It's looking very good for Team RedMercy.
I mean, hey, we've seen Placebo play from a position where they're behind by 10,000 gold and they still managed to keep it in. So we'll see. Two Chainz definitely needs to work a bit on staying alive. Because again, when he goes down, that's it, man. That's where all the gold in your team is at the moment. It's in you and Jinx. And if you're dead, then there's no one, to distract them from going on Jinx.
Yeah, and I think he needs to finish Lichbane as well. I think it's still actually quite a ways away. Yeah, it's well over another 1,000 gold right now. I think the numbers work out that way.
Huge gold lead on this Kale. This Kale is carrying super hard now.
Yeah, that's nasty. So, but Lichbane's going to add a lot anyways, especially with DFG. I'm hoping that
I'm a little surprised that the Kale decided to go for the, I think he's going for Death Cap.
Yeah.
Lichbane or DFG would have both been superior options on Kale, to be honest. Just because Kale hurts for that CDR a lot more.
Yeah.
And Lichbane actually offers the most damage to Kale as long as she gets 3 procs off.
Right. Okay, so really just some kind of simple things going around, clearing out some jungle, farming some lanes. The teams now just need to communicate. That's what it comes down to. Where are the objectives going to be? How are we going to take them? Where are we going to go? Are we going to ward? And, you've been calling it all day. It's the teams that are more synergistic and the teams that are kind of just working out their problems the best.
Yeah, and it feels like they've definitely hit something here. This Kale is doing really well, even though all the focus is on to RedMercy. It's okay. Like, focus on all you want. My team's figured it out. And now I've got another threat on my team. Kale is doing large amounts of works, and if you don't deal with her, you're going to die.
Yeah. A little bit of damage being propped on the Ezreal there, but he's probably just going to heal that up. Damage, his turret goes down there as Two Chainz is down at this bottom lane. However, RedMercy, their team is making some pretty decent calls, dealing some damage to that mid turret. That's only a tier 1 turret in bottom lane, and now Evelyn's going to come back. She's got those home guard boots. I love home guard boots on Evelyn, especially the MOBAs, which she is rocking right now, so she's going to be able to get around the back of that team, I think, a lot quicker than they're anticipating.
Yeah, not quite finished the Lichbane, but she did manage to secure the last outer turret for the team, and it didn't really lose middle, so that's something.
Yeah. Now, I think what they assume is that Evelyn came from bottom, so they might think she's bottom side, but RedMercy
gets caught out over here. He does pull the ultimate, so a little preemptive though. Oh man, Evelyn gonna evaporate a couple players. But man, the entire team's focus just goes like that.
Yeah,
there's no damage. The damage is coming. There's nothing. Evelyn is just caught up on her own, and there's no one to deal any damage to the enemy team at all.
Yeah, Jinx is caught off in the background there as well, but here comes Two Chainz.
Oh man,
popping off the Kale.
It's a pop, but he takes so much damage in this, so I'm pretty sure RedMercy is going to get an easy cash here for WQ.
There it is. Nice call. And now we've still got another character to be caught out
over here. No, pops the barrier. Will he be able to get it?
Oh, not enough.
Quite, and now they're both at risk. It doesn't look like RedMercy really wants to chase that. I feel like he could have pulled up a WQ onto that Jinx.
Yeah, that was nuts. Well done by both sides there.
Yeah, well done by both sides. Looks like Two Chainz might manage to pull a bit more. He managed to kill the Kale, but you're definitely seeing the issue there. She can't erase Kale or Zed or Ezreal from the fights just because of Kale ultimate. And then he gets pushed out of the team fight too quickly. Even after killing someone, Zed and Ezreal just hop straight onto this Evelyn. And I feel like his failure to adapt his item build over here, he doesn't want to get the Hourglass, it might cost him the game in the end.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Void Staff coming on to Evelyn very, very quickly here.
There's just not that much magic resistance on the other team at the moment. The only people with magic resistance is Jarvan.
Yeah,
and you're not focusing him.
Yeah. definitely not enough to warrant that void staff.
Yeah, the Kale doesn't even have any magic resistance.
So she's going to be popped very quickly. Now, the items on the rest of the board, there we go. I was actually looking at Zed. I was like, when is he going to finish the second item? Black Cleaver, Last Whisper. Either way, you got that armor pen, and he needs it.
He chose to go for the Last Whisper over the Black Cleaver first. It's kind of interesting. Most people choose to go for Black Cleaver because it gives you both the cooldown reduction and the health.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper, right? You build it out of your Brutalizer, which you should have had anyways.
Wow.
Ooh, huge amount of burst damage. I'm a little surprised she didn't just go in on him and just kill him.
Yeah, I have no idea why that was.
Probably a little worried, like where everyone else is. You never, like, you know, you're always scared. That's the thing. As the top player, you know, if you die, bad stuff is going to happen to your team, right? So you have to be careful about making your decisions. Do I go? How many of them do I know are on the map? Do I know where they are? Could they be hiding? Are they trying to counter gank me? Stuff like that.
Yeah, and they definitely she pulled away from that one. Now Evelyn, interestingly enough, has been pushing this bottom lane, and I think she just needs to kind of join the fray here. Look for a way to get around the back to the team. Yeah, she needs to go to Tri-Brush, or go straight to Dragon. She's gonna get in there, use that Lich Bane, and she does so much damage, even to Dragon. Now that goes down, Claptraps get sent out. It's gonna offer a nice little wall that is impassable by the enemy team for a brief moment. But RedMercy now pushing up towards this lane. Evelyn heads bottom. I don't know if I like this, but either way, RedMercy, hopefully they can wave clear to get up to that tier 2 turret. That's going to be their way in.
Basically what's going on here, Evelyn with a Lich Bane is actually a really fast tower pusher. And I feel like they're just going to give up this tier 2 over here while Evelyn takes their tier 2 on bottom, right?
Yeah. Now
the issue is can Team Placebo defend this tier 3? Right, that's what it comes down to. And, you know, it looks like 2 Chainz obviously has the confidence that they can. That's more of a defensively on ult. They just want to keep them off the tower as long as possible. Don't let them take it.
Yeah.
Looks like they are focusing down the tower though. So that is an open inhibitor now, and it is a 5v4. So 2 Chainz looks like he's just gonna keep on trucking. That's the decision. He's gonna, you know, try to trade inhibitor for inhibitor.
Yeah, and he is popping a lot of damage.
It's up to Team Placebo now. They can't let him back. They can't let that Jarvan go back, and he does get the back.
Yeah, now and there's actually not a lot of damage, and he needs minions to pop the Q, which is the most mana efficient spell.
He's still gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get it. He'll get it.
Now, is he gonna die?
So an inhibitor for an inhibitor. I'm not sure who really wins out there. Well, okay, now Team RedMercy definitely wins out with the pick off on Leona. But I'm not sure if that was the smartest decision by 2 Chainz. I'm going to assume that he's shot calling for the team.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, that play doesn't make any sense at all.
Now, I will say that if I get to choose an inhibitor in any game, I'm going to choose bottom.
Right, actually. There's some discussion about that quite recently, is that bot inhibitor is actually the most important inhibitor in the game at the moment because it keeps your opponents away from Baron.
Right. And if you, not to mention, you can take advantage of that. Even if one person stays behind to defend, if they're defending the top inhibitor, they are so much closer. That's an extra couple of seconds that, you know, could be the seconds you need to burst down the rest of Baron.
Oh, yeah. It's not even just a couple extra seconds, man. That's like 10 to 15 seconds of distance travel.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely see 2 Chainz is now posturing his team around Baron buff. They want to bait it out. I don't think they'll actually do it. That seems... Actually, no, they might. Especially since they clear the boards now, and it looks like everyone on Team RedMercy is just out of position. Is he gonna get the catch? They could have done it.
They should have done it.
I guess they couldn't have known, but a couple of plays that could have been made there. I feel like 2 Chainz could have caught RedMercy there, and they could have pulled the Baron pretty easily. But I mean, whatever. The play is definitely open up for them now.
Ezreal's coming across the field here. He's probably gonna catch a couple of people. Now. Yeah, I think that's where Evelyn thrives, is in that exact position that they were just in, which is, you know, your team's doing Baron, and you're just waiting for them to trickle in, because it's something urgent that they need to get to, and they don't think, oh wait, we need to stay around and defend our other characters from the Evelyn. Evelyn just goes in, snipes somebody off, and then the fight just goes crazy from there. Oh man,
this is crazy.
Evelyn might be going to backdoor the Nexus here. This is going to be really interesting.
She's just going to split push. And then they can't do anything about it. They've got to send people back. But who do you send back that doesn't get one shot by Evelyn?
Yeah, this is really interesting. A lot of people are are going back right now, and now Evelyn can't reveal herself. She's waiting.
She's waiting.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Wow.
The instant kill there. Evelyn's probably going to die as well, but now they're just going to go straight to Baron.
Yeah.
They sent everyone back for that. Yeah, that's a good Baron call. That's excellent decision-making on 2 Chainz part.
Yeah, really, really good decision-making. Now, Zed is without an ulti right now, and they are without an Ezreal. Of course, Evelyn is down as well at the moment. However, this is not being DPS'd very quickly, and that could be a big deal.
This could still be stolen.
But Annie's going to get dropped very quickly here, and Leona whiffs the ult. I really wish she would have saved that. But here we go. We're going to continue to pop away.
Chosen a better time. Baron actually goes to Team RedMercy. Jinx is sitting in the back, they're just plopping away, and you see that KO all on RedMercy, paying dividends over and over and over again. They just can't take him out.
Yeah, unreal. Now top lane is available for the push. Mid lane is available for the push down to the Nexus. Only Evelyn is alive, but RedMercy deciding to go back. He should be split pushing. Send some characters mid, take a Nexus turret, deal with the Evelyn, and at least send somebody top.
Split push up the top turrets.
Oh man, I really wish they would have done
from
somewhere
a really
else.
good call, but they just didn't have the DPS to close it out, and missing the smite was enormous.
Ugh. That's too bad because that was a good call.
That was a really good call on by 2 Chainz. I'm just it just didn't quite work out for them. Inhibitor did respawn, so that means it should be coming up for RedMercy's team soon as well. Be interested to see how they play it out, as 2 Chainz is just proving to be a huge nuisance as a split pushing Evelyn. He's just gonna keep going bottom, and who do you send? I don't think there's anyone in the enemy team that can do him. You're gonna have to send at least 2 people to deal with him.
Yeah, and if he's going to be doing the split pushing, I wish he would have went for the death cap first, because the Void Staff, the spell pen you get off of it, doesn't really work on towers. You just need raw AP.
I think that Void Staff is more just to kill anyone that comes along, especially like this Jarvan who's pumping a bunch of MR now.
Yeah. Now, it's going to be a nice group and push, and this is great, actually. This is great for RedMercy's team in particular, because they need to find ways to group. Now, Evelyn, if she would have stayed there, she would have found Ezreal. But she backs off. Oh, but she sees him. She does see him. But he's over the wall. This is really important.
That's
very key moments.
Yeah, man. They're scared. They know he's around here.
Okay, let's see what we got. It's going to be a push. This will be a tower crack. RedMercy leading the charge here. Down it goes.
Man, the team's got Baron. They're going to crack those towers really quickly, and they're just going to keep on trucking. There's not much stopping them in this kind of region. You're either going to kill him or one go, or you're not going to kill him at all.
Right. So here we go, continuing to push up. Now, the Black Cleaver is available here. I'm not sure exactly what RedMercy is going to build next. I'm assuming it's going to be something like maybe a Hydra or something like that. But in we go, Leona with a crazy ult.
Oh my god. Wow. I really wish he had a power forward. I keep saying that.
Yeah, and that's, again, the Kale ultimate doing work there for RedMercy. Does still get exhausted, but...
to kill the Ezreal. Oh my god.
No.
This Renekton is starting...
This is crazy.
But RedMercy is still alive, and that's the problem now. You've gotten rid of the Ezreal, you've gotten rid of the Kale, but you can't get rid of the Zed.
Yeah, that is brutal. Now, he's trying to actually stop them from going back. Unfortunately, he didn't go far enough. Yeah. If he would have actually just chased them down initially, let Jarvan take out the inhib, I think that play would have worked a lot better.
He's still getting a death cap, man.
Right.
He's still getting a death cap. After what just happened, I don't know how you can still get a death cap after that. You already know you put out more than enough damage to kill anyone in their team in 2 seconds.
And he chose the Annie.
Well, honestly, it's just because the Kale is saving the ult and not ulting the Annie, which is smart. Because if he ults the Annie, it's a huge waste. Evelyn will just hop onto someone else afterwards. Right? Yeah. You don't care about your Annie. You don't care if your support dies. That's their job. If the support dies, they've done their job.
Right. Now, and the other thing too is Annie actually did not drop Tivers in that fight.
Yeah, she couldn't drop Tivers. But like at the same time, just everyone else is more important. The ult keeping Ezreal alive for like even those extra 3 seconds is enough. It manages to keep Zed alive in the very end because they have to spend that much more effort to kill the Ezreal.
Right. Okay, so...
And definitely with these huge lifesteal items we're seeing, the Bloodthirster and the, it looks like we're going to be seeing a Blade King and probably a Ravenous Hydra on Zed, right? You can lifesteal during Kale's ult, they might be full health by the time you catch ult. You see huge catch over here, actually, and then just manages to pick off the Jarvan, and you see the entire team retreating. They got to go try to kill her.
Now she does get into her cloak. She is going to be going for this inhib. I don't know if she should reveal, though. She is revealing. This is not my favorite play from her. Oh, she's gonna try to grab it.
Oh! He just barely misses it.
That's crazy. That's bad.
Secures the Dragon 13, but is it worth it? At 50 seconds now, they can actually make a big play if they really wanted to. Jarvan will be up. Not sure when the Baron timer is, but this could happen. It looks like RedMercy is pushing all the way up here for middle.
Yeah, and RedMercy is horrifying right now. He does have that Tiamat. He's going to be building into a Hydra. He is just going raw burst damage right now. He's probably going to go GA at the very end, just to make sure, he's got the Kale ult, he's got the GA, he's going to be alive for a long time.
2 Chainz is stalling this out for a very long time, actually, and we see that Jinx is starting to do work. Once she gets that last Whisper, she's probably going to be doing a significantly larger amount of damage. Looks like she wants to go for the IE first, though, which may be smarter because, the Kale and the Zed don't have any armor items. So it's perfectly fine. You don't want to be focusing the Jarvan anyways.
Okay, now Leona just kind of leading the charge here. She does feel pretty bold considering what she's running around with right now. She has the full locket. She's got Home Guard on those Merc Treads, and she's got a Negatron Cloak. So the damage that's going to be pumping out of Kale, some Ezreal damage, and Annie, she's going to be able to negate a lot of that.
I'm seeing a Neg Cloak out of Evelyn. I hope that's a GA and not an Abyssal Scepter. I think, I don't know, a part of me is like dying right now.
Yeah.
Is it a bad item? Like, maybe I'm just, saying stupid stuff, but like, I feel like the Hourglass would be really beneficial here.
Actually, I don't think Negatron goes into GA.
It does. It's
Really?
a Negatron Cloak and a Chain Vest now. They've changed it.
Okay. Yeah.
Makes Negatron Cloak that much better.
I have not gotten a GA, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, you get GA on like most assassin type champions, right? You get it on like Zed, you get it on Yasuo. So it's good on Evelyn. I'm saying it's good. But I still feel like the Hourglass is just so much better. It gives you AP, it gives you armor, and it lets you kill someone in an Hourglass so your team can come catch up.
Alright, well, we do have a push coming in, and 2 Chainz 2 Rings is going to continue pushing. This is going to be a base race if he stays.
Huge. Whoa, the ulti onto Jinx. She
dies.
does die.
Uh-oh. We got problems here, but the Kale ult is down. There's the Leona ult. They're going to try to lead the charge here.
Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Here it comes, and he instantly pops the Zed.
This is going to be crazy.
This is going to be huge. This Renekton is
2
huge
Chainz
right now. 2 Chainz is doing a huge amount of damage. No one's putting anything onto him. Kale is super low.
Look how fast she
And
is.
she's so fast. Oh, wow. Alright, that's a little awkward. Alright, they're going to make a huge push off of this. Even though Zed did manage to get the kill on Jinx, he just went in far too deep. And even with the escape in his ulti, he was right next to their Nexus turrets. And so it's very easy for Vi to pick him up after that, and Evelyn to fall off.
Well, Evelyn's looking for another kill. She's going to find it in the way of Jarvan. She needs to go into that bush.
Oh man,
there
if he
she
was
is.
in the bush, she wouldn't have even seen him.
But I think she's got it. I think she's got it. Oh no! What's going to happen here?
She's going to get the...
Wow.
She's going to get out.
So much.
She's going to get out. Are we going to see Ezreal? Ezreal!
Oh!
Like the shutdown, though. That's beautiful. That's huge. Baron's up now, and Zed will be up before Evelyn can do anything. So... Placebo's going to have to ward up now, and it's really, there's going to be a huge Baron power play here.
Yeah, you know what? My mind was racing at the end of that fight. And when Evelyn was clearing everything up, I was like, man, they have so many options right now. What are they going to do? And you saw Renekton was like, okay, I'm going to do what I think is right. I'm going to push bottom. I think what he thought was his team was going to push down mid, and then he could meet them at the Nexus, basically, with a giant creep wave as they took out
I feel
turrets.
like they should have grouped and just taken Baron.
That's what I think, too.
Right?
Yeah, after the fact, for sure.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
The instant kill. And that's why Lichbane is super strong on Kale. Yeah, Jinx's paper and just folded.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that might have actually just cost them the game.
Well, Jarvan's not there. And
Jarvan's not
Evelyn's
there, but now they have a free Baron. There's no way. There is no way that they can. Okay, I don't want to say there's no way they can possibly stop it.
Evelyn's coming.
Because there's a way they can stop it. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard for them to pull this out.
Alright, let's see. They need a ward up there.
This is it, man. This is going to be the decisive fight that probably decides the game.
Evelyn's going mid.
Especially since Placebo doesn't want to play this passively. They decide, no, we want this. We're going to go all in on this.
Oh, but Evelyn's going to the Nexus. Evelyn's going to move towards the Nexus. She's going straight down there. She's probably going to get spotted.
Decision. They're just gonna send.
Yeah.
They're just gonna send one person back. They already know. They have those pink wards just to scare. They already know.
Yeah, look at the way the pink wards are placed straight across, making a clean move, and Evelyn can't really do anything about that.
And that's such a huge waste. Renekton
Bummer.
still has GA. He could have been in there fighting, and Evelyn could have followed up. I feel like that was a huge waste. I feel like Placebo gave that one up, and he's trying to do the same Q play again. Not sure if it's gonna quite work out. Maybe it will.
And she needs to be really aware of all these pink
Just be
wards.
really careful. Oh my lord. It's like...
This is stressful.
So she's gonna go around, and now she's probably gonna kill whoever goes to clear the next wave of super creeps.
Okay, a pink ward did just die, and that could be pretty key. We're gonna see who she's gonna find. She doesn't have any wards of her own, so that's kind of a bit of a problem here. She's gonna continue to stick down there. I don't know if she's gonna reveal on this creep wave, but
No, it'd be foolish. It'd be a foolish mistake.
Okay.
So she's going to go assassinate the Jargon probably, and then keep forcing pressure.
Yeah, there she
bottom.
goes.
I mean, that's what she does best. And you know what? It might just keep them in the game that much longer until this Jinx gets full items.
She needs to see somebody
Which looks
else.
like what the game is going to go into at this rate. Just teams, they can't close it out. This Evelyn just puts too much pressure at bottom.
Yeah. And that's the thing though. Yeah, now she's gonna reveal. She knows where most of them are. And down goes that inhib. It's just.
Oh man, but they're just gonna end the game. That's the problem. At this point in the game, they're just gonna go straight for it. She's gotta go back. He has to go back, but he's not. And the German's just not gonna let her. He's gonna follow her around.
But yeah, she's gonna bait him in and kill him.
Oh man, she's gonna kill him, but like at
Wow.
what cost? At what cost?
This is crazy. But she's got a creep wave. I don't know what she should. Oh,
So we got one
tough.
Nexus tower down.
This is such a crazy game.
Wow.
Oh,
Zed-
Midfresh is taking tower shots. She's got 3 tower shots on her. She goes down. This is going to allow for maybe a little bit of a comeback. But Tuche.
Oh,
what are
he
you
dies
doing?
to the tower!
Oh.
He dies to the tower!
Oh my god.
Alright, so we are going to go into game 3 here.
Oh.
Oh, man, that's loud.
Wow.
Wow. That is astounding.
Holy crap. I'm already
Dude,
seeing
what a game. Shit.
Okay, we're just going to leave. We don't need to go to... Yeah, I'm going to go check on the players. That's gross.